Alright everybody, welcome back to Banished. I'm Jacob, and today we're going to be seeing how far we can get in our construction. Just a little update for everybody who watches. Banished will no longer be our everyday series. Banished will be getting moved to every other day, starting Saturday. So I'm going to run out the rest of the week up until Friday for regular posting for everybody who likes the series, and then just for everybody who does like the series. It is not going anywhere. We're just kind of going to put a little pause on it. Well, not pause, excuse me. Slow it down a little bit because we're not really running out of stuff to do, but we're getting to that point where we don't really need, or we don't really have that much stuff left to do before we have to start figuring some other stuff out. So just wanted to give everybody that little update. I'm not sure exactly what game we're going to go to next, but I do have a couple games that I would like to start playing a little bit more of, and my schedule has been quite a bit hectic lately, so just kind of getting around to it all is just taking its time. So alright, let's do this real quick. Hope everybody is enjoying the series. I do have to apologize for yesterday's video. I went back and watched a little bit of it. It sounded a little dull and not exactly like my normal videos, so I do apologize for that. But thank you for anybody who did watch it. Just kind of rushed to get that video out. Didn't really have any more backlog after doing everything I did this weekend, so just kind of jumped. And I am gonna go ahead and stop this other school. I wasn't sure exactly what I was gonna do, but it's just not working the way I kind of planned the civilization to work with having that thing up and active. So we're just gonna kind of focus on our civilization, and then once we get up to a higher count of people, we already have it built now, so we can go ahead and focus on that again. Just leave it like that for now. But yeah, so pretty much what we'll get to in this episode is I'm gonna let the laborers go ahead and start grabbing all these materials. Last time I went ahead and marked off all these materials for demolition, just to kind of clear the area and see what's going on. We are going to also come down here and see if we can build a road. We can. I'm going to build a tunnel straight across. It's going to be quite a bit of stone, but we do have 1700, so it shouldn't be that bad. Then we'll let that get built real quick. Gonna go ahead and throw the builders out, and I'm probably also gonna go ahead and add some more things right here. I'm not exactly sure what I want to add right there, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And then obviously the plans for the rest of this stuff, we'll finish off building further up here, and once these resources get mined away and moved, we'll keep pushing back, and then we'll probably have a little village over here, and then led off by another wood cuttery right over here. Probably have a wood cuttery over here too, once we get all the iron and stone taken care of. But obviously for right now we do need to just make sure that everything is finished being set up and we don't have to stress about anything. Because the reason I stopped the school was because of the overall children or adult count was starting to get a little lower than what I wanted. So all right. Well, I do think we'll probably end up putting some more homes right over here. I know we still have this area over here too to kind of flesh out a little bit. It is pretty overgrown right here. Not entirely sure what I want to do. We will go ahead and build out these roads real quick. So ooh, that's not cool. Oh wow, we got cold really quick. We will check production rate real quick. No, we're still good. Alright. Bump that forester up real quick. How many homes do we have real quick? I gotta check that real quick. We have 121. We have 4 more homes. I'm also go ahead and build the last couple homes real quick. Not entirely sure. Let me rotate the screen. Throw that down too, just to have little pathways, and then we'll go ahead and fill that in with the rest of the homes. Okay, now we got those working right. We'll probably go ahead and add another couple storage barns right there too. I don't really want to put too much of a task on everybody. Well, so we will go ahead and throw down these homes real quick. We should be able to fit a couple in here. That's 3. And I'm gonna go in real close here and rotate this bad boy. Throw that last one down there. So there's 4 more homes. That makes 5. We are kind of ahead on the home count. I did not really got ahead of ourselves here, but I just kind of started to add more people to the population. So it is what it is. Alright, let's go ahead and grab all 2,000. That's fine. Alright, so we still are losing quite a bit of people. The death count rate is a little higher, but obviously we're going to be dealing with that right now up until the older folks start really dying. We do have 212 families, so our family count has kind of reached its I wouldn't say peak, but it has reached a point where it's kind of evened out again after building all those homes. Family count, from what I've seen so far, kind of stays pretty consistently double the amount of homes you have. So you have 100 homes, you should have roughly about 200 families, give or take 5 or 10. More than likely 5. I would say 10 would probably be a little too much. And I forget if I touched on this already, but I'll just say it again. Not that we're going to be stopping the series because there isn't enough stuff to do still. We're not stopping the series, excuse me. Not that we're slowing down the series because we're running out of stuff to do, but I'm slowing down the series because I feel like there's a lot of other content out there I want to make, and at this point, a video every day, we're pretty much almost maxed out on this, and it'll really only be a couple more episodes now, and even until Friday, that's an hour and a half of more content, and the further we'll be by then, who knows. So I would say we probably only have a couple more weeks, even at the every other day of this series. So, just kind of trying to even it out, and like I said, there's some other games out there I want to start playing around with, and just keeping it enjoyable for me too. But like I said, also, I just kind of had a lot of stuff on my plate these last couple weeks, so I haven't exactly been keeping up with my schedule. So that's been throwing me off a little bit too. Go ahead and finish off this road right there. Also been thinking about starting a solo 7 Days to Die series. Not really sure if you all want to see that or not, but if you do, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section down below so I know that everybody wants to see that. And we'll go ahead and start that probably this weekend, more than likely. Never really played it. I've seen some people play it and watched a couple videos on it to see if I like it or not. It seems pretty fun. Probably one of those games where it'd be more enjoyable with more people to play with. But right now I just got myself, so be alright. Alright. And I also hope everybody enjoyed their holidays and had a Happy New Year along with a Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas, excuse me. Ours were quite enjoyable. Got to see a lot of family and enjoy people's company. Obviously one of the busier parts of the year for everybody right now. I also think too, just by looking over here, we'll probably end up running some roads right here. Like I said, I don't want to impede too much on certain things, but you know, just adding a couple things here and there won't hurt nothing, right? Go ahead and add that. And like I said in previous videos, right now you're seeing that generation switch where we're having a bunch of older people start to die, and it will probably, oh, I can't zoom in on the graph, but we'll probably start seeing the population count kind of teeter out and kind of be even. I would assume our population count is probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of like 350 is going to be kind of where we teeter out at. Don't necessarily think that we have enough homes to get 400. I might be wrong with that. I think we might be able to reach that number, but at the same time we still want to keep up with the food production and everything else, so obviously the balancing act still needs to happen. And we're gonna just back out all the miners real quick, so we actually still have some people to throw in the rest of the categories. We don't really need too much of stone and iron, just because of the fact that we buy most of those from the merchants. And we've been doing it, so we have a decent stockpile of stuff. Not saying we won't ever need them at any point in time, but it's just nice to have them. So, and we still have a decent amount of stored medicine. I think that's been doing pretty well lately. Go back to production real quick. There are herbs. Yeah, oh, whoops. No, we haven't been producing any of it. We just bought a bunch, I guess. Oh, and I did watch the new TV series, The Mandalorian. Well, I guess I can't say TV series, Disney Plus. I just bought that for my wife. She is a gigantic Disney fan, so I kind of spoiled myself too and watched that series, because I am a little bit of a Star Wars nerd, and I liked it. It was pretty cool. It's going to be exciting to see what they end up doing with the new Yoda. Obviously, for any of those of you who are Star Wars fans, Yoda's species does actually not have a name, just normally referred to as Yoda's species. There only are, I think, 5 or 6 of them in Star Wars history. There are 381 books of the Star Wars galaxy, starting from early 70s till now. I think most of the books were written in probably the last 20 years. But I might be wrong about that. There's older guys that definitely will know way more about it than I do. Obviously, I was born in the 90s, so my knowledge of it is really just based off of my own personal drive to look for the information, and less about seeing it and it being public knowledge We're also going to go ahead and add another storage barn right here, just because I can obviously see we're having an issue with stocking right here, which isn't a bad thing. We knew that was going to happen. We're at 70,000 stored food right now, so we're definitely at a pretty good rate for the amount of food we have sitting around compared to the amount of people we have. Obviously, that's kind of able to balance out just because the population did decline to the point now where we kind of just have enough people being born every year to kind of counteract the amount dying. Still, like I said, we're having that generation swap, so we do have a lot of the older people passing away and the younger generation will have to start taking over their homes, so we'll still be working on that. And then obviously we'll need a couple more homes to really be able to bring the population back up, but as far as children is concerned, but we're really not, I'm not too concerned about that. It's not really a giant thing on my to-do list. When I have been thinking about what to do as I'm walking or looking around here, I think what I'm going to end up doing, because I'm just trying to keep an eye on where animals pass through here. Obviously we can see there's a bunch of deer that walk through here. I think we're going to put a hunting cabin right here along with one over here, and then do a sheep farm in here. I'm not entirely sure if it's exactly what I want to do yet, but that's kind of what I'm leaning towards by looking at it. Obviously we're a little bit ways away till we actually get to that point, just due to the fact that we obviously have to wait till all of our farmers go on winter break and then they act as laborers and run around for us. So, and eventually we'll be getting that stuff taken care of and knocked up, so but getting back to the Star Wars thing, I am kind of excited to see where they end up going with the Star Wars. I know that they said that the movie series, that this one that just came out, was the final one, and in that event it is kind of the final one for where they've taken the series book wise from what my knowledge is. But obviously I think that that's probably going to be something that they start to expand on, especially with the Mandalorian. And again, I haven't read all the books, so my knowledge is only what I actually know, and I'm definitely not 100% right on it, but that is my guess, just to the fact that they made the new TV series Mandalorian and they started the movies back up. I'm not 100% of a fan of Disney being the one to create it. Not saying that Disney's bad at making movies, that's the complete opposite. But I just don't think it still has that same appeal to some people from what George Lucas did. I think it's a little bit too not dumbed down. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, it's too innocent. Thank you. My wife helped me think of words here when I run out of them and can't think of them. But yeah, it's just too innocent. It doesn't have that same appeal to it. Like, we were watching it, The Mandalorian. Like I said, I just watched the series. We were over at my brother's house, and he has Disney Plus, and I saw her run around on it and find some stuff, and made her really happy. So I went ahead and bought it for her for New Year's and / Christmas / birthday gift kind of deal. Just pretty much wanted to, see that smile on her face again. But, it was just like the fight scenes just seemed really good in the sense that this fight scenes were still there, but it was just less gory. And, I mean, yeah, just innocent is the best word to use for that. But, you know, that's just my personal opinion. I still, you know, like going back and watching the other ones and being able to see, you know, Mace Windu's arm getting cut off and Boba Fett's, or Jango Fett head getting cut off in the arena, and then all, you know, just, you know, if you see something get cut or shot, you know, you see blood and stuff like that. So, but that's just the area I was raised in, you know, growing up with that and Lord of the Rings. I was kind of impressed with that series too. The Hobbit was really well done. Taking a 117 page book or 120 page book, something like that, sitting over on my bookshelf. I'd have to double check the actual page count, but anyway. But they just took the 100 count page book and turned it into a 3-part movie series. That was pretty awesome. Obviously there was a couple things that weren't exactly, you know, to the book, but they're never going to be able to make it exactly, which is fine. You know, I mean, people that are fanatics and fans of the series, obviously, are never going to be completely happy, but as long as it's not as bad as, for those of you that are old enough to know what this book is, Aragon, a book about a young boy who finds a dragon egg and then starts going on an adventure. They made a series, or started a series, or what would have been a series, in movies of it. And the movie was really good if you didn't read the book. The movie was awesome. But if you read the book and then you watched the movie, it was a complete downgrade and kind of like a spit in the face to the author, because he spent so much time on these books. And I think there's Christ, you'd think I would know how many books there are, considering I've read them all and I have them all on tape. There's 4 or 5 books. It's been a couple years since I've read them at this point, but they only made the first one, and it was just so far off of even the characters that he made, and like the ways that they meet and stuff like that. It was kind of a jaw-dropping moment that he agreed to a movie being made and then it come out like that. Obviously, I mean, it happens. You know, I'm sure there's been tons of movies that were books once and, you know, it got ruined, but, you know, it is what it is. And we will have to see if this infection, this is the first time we've actually gotten an infection. We'll have to see if this infection spreads like the infection from the pastures. Obviously, it's a infestation for crops, so it's probably more like bugs type stuff. But you know, we'll see what happens. And I'm kind of upset about this orchard over here. This pear orchard is really oh, okay. Well, I don't know if they're doing that on purpose or not, but it's definitely not working the way I planned for it. But we do have apples now too, so we will probably go ahead and grab an apple field too. So I think I might put an apple